Have you ever felt like you're constantly busy, but at the end of the day, you wonder what you've actually accomplished? Like you're running on a treadmill, going nowhere fast. There's a story about a college professor that might just change how you see everything. One quiet morning, this professor walked into his classroom holding a large, clear glass jar. His students could tell something was up. He had that look in his eye, the kind that meant a life lesson was on its way. He didn't say a word. He just placed the jar on his desk and pulled out a bag filled with big, fist-sized rocks. Carefully, he placed them into the jar, one by one, until no more could possibly fit. He looked up at his students and asked, "Is this jar full now?" They all leaned in, looked closely, and a few confidently replied, "Yes, Professor, it's full." The professor just smiled. He reached under the desk and pulled out a second bag, this one filled with small pebbles. He poured the pebbles into the jar and gave it a gentle shake. The little stones rolled and settled into all the empty spaces between the big rocks. He asked again, "Is it full now?" This time, the students were a bit hesitant. They exchanged glances. "Yes," one of them said, "now it's full." The professor's smile widened. The real lesson was just beginning. He reached under the desk one more time and pulled out a third bag, this one filled with sand. He slowly poured the sand into the jar. The tiny grains slipped between the rocks and the pebbles, filling every last visible crack. He looked at the class. "Now, is it full?" The room filled with a few quiet chuckles. "Probably," a student shrugged. The professor chuckled too. Then, he reached for one final item, a mug of water. He poured the entire mug into the jar, and the water seeped through the sand, filling it to the very brim. "Now," he said with a warm smile, "the jar is truly full." He looked at his students, who were now completely captivated. "This jar," he began, "represents your life. The big rocks are the most important things: your family, your health, your closest relationships, and your deepest passions. If you lost everything else, but still had these, your life would still feel full and meaningful. The pebbles," he continued, "are the other important things in life: your career, your house, your car, your accomplishments. They matter, but they are not the foundation of your happiness. And the sand," he said, brushing a few grains off his hand, "represents all the small stuff. The distractions, the mindless scrolling on social media, the petty arguments, the things that fill your time but not your soul." The classroom was silent. You could feel the weight of his words. "You see," he explained, "if you fill the jar with sand or pebbles first, there will be no room left for the big rocks. The same is true for your life. If you spend all your time and energy on the small, insignificant things, you'll never have space for what truly matters." He paused, letting the lesson sink in. Your rocks are your foundation. If you don't prioritize them, one day you'll wake up and realize your life is full of sand and pebbles, but empty of meaning. Then, a curious student raised her hand. "Professor," she asked, "what does the water represent?" The professor's face lit up. "Ah, a great question," he said. "The water represents the small, joyful moments. A cup of coffee with a friend, a walk at sunset, laughter shared around the dinner table. It reminds us that even when your life feels completely full, there's always room for a little more joy." He leaned on the desk, his voice softening. "Every day, we're juggling our responsibilities, but too often, we let the sand take over. We rush, we worry, we fill our days with noise, and then we wonder why we feel so empty. Your time is not limitless. If you fill your life with the wrong things first, there won't be any room left for the right ones." He tapped the jar gently. "So, place your rocks first. Always. Take care of your family. Protect your health. Nurture your relationships. Pursue your dreams with courage. The pebbles and sand will find their place around them. In the end, life isn't about being busy. It's about being meaningful. It's not about counting the days, but making the days count. The truth is, your jar will always fill up, whether you control it or not. The only question is, what are you filling it with? So take a moment today. Look at your own jar. Are your rocks still in their proper place? If not, it's never too late to rearrange them. Clear out some of the sand. Make space for what truly brings you to life. If this story made you stop and think, please hit that like button and maybe share it with someone who needs to hear this message today. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that help us live with intention and purpose. Thank you for watching.